Hello everyone, welcome back. I want to do a follow-up review about 3 years later at this point on these Core Essential tactical belts, okay? So I've got two of them here, right? I got this one here and I've got this one over here. They're really cool because they got this ratchet system, right? That basically it goes in, locks into place, and then you push this button here to release it. So that really, that's what the thing I love the most about this is the ratchet system, because what happens is when I sit down in the car, right? Usually when I sit down, I like to loosen up my belt a little bit, okay? So and then when I get up, I tighten it up. So a lot of times I'm on and off the tractor, same deal. I want to loosen it up when I sit down, tighten it up, so I don't have to be doing that kind of stuff. I just push the button, loosens it up, press it together, tighten it up. So I absolutely love this this ratchet system. Now, a couple of years ago, my concern or the thing, like if something was going to go wrong, I was thinking that maybe this might have worn out over here. But listen, I've been using this pretty much every day. Right, between this one and this one, I tend to favor this one because the camera looks kind of cool. I've been using this every day for about 3 years now, and there's no signs of anything wearing out, okay? So the only thing that shows a little bit wear, if you look on this side over here, that's from my cell phone case, right? So the cell phone case, which I pull on and off like that, it has this metal clip, right? So that's basically has scratched up that area. Just get this back on. Okay, so basically I put it on, I adjust it. A lot of times when I'm sitting down, I slide it forward, slide it back, tighten this up a little bit. So that's the wear that you see right there. Now on this side, because normally I have my gun here at the 5 o'clock position on my right side. That would be this side over here. There's no wear at all over here. I wouldn't expect any wear. So having two of these, I mean, having been wearing these things, these two belts every day for like the last 3 years, I can tell you that this stuff is good. I mean, I've worn out the paint a little bit on the buckle, right? Not much, but around the edges, you can see how it's worn out a little bit. So that's the only thing. Okay, like I said, I tend to favor this one. This one over here, because it's like a brown leather, I kind of have this more as a dress belt, where I can kind of get away with this as being a nicer dress belt. So I tend to wear this more often. The way this works is when you buy it, right, it's really long. I forgot how many inches it is. And then what you need to do is you basically cut it down. So I usually, the pant size that I wear is 38. I'm really a 30, like I would really be a 37. So I'm like a loose 38. And then what you want to do is, especially if you carry inside the waistband, you want to add another 2 inches to accommodate your holster, sliding on the inside, okay? So what that means is I cut this down to 40 inches, and then the inside over here is marked, right? You can actually see there's like, hold this on a little bit, so you can see there's like, there's 2 numbers here, because there's a top number and the bottom, so that's like 36 here, 37, 38, 39 here, 38, 39 here, 40 would be all the way here at the end where I cut it. Now I did have a black version of this, which I ended up giving away to one of my customers, one of my loyal customers. The reason for that is because I cut it just a tad bit too short, because I didn't account for the extra 2 inches that I would need when carrying inside the waistband, right? I mean, if you carry outside the waistband, it's not an issue, but you want to cut the belt so that you can accommodate inside the waistband. So what happened is when I was carrying inside the waistband, it was just a little bit too short over here. So it was still working. I didn't love it, so I gave it away to somebody. But I've got 2 of these. I cut this one right. Now when you cut it, as far as retaining, there's 2 things that hold it in place. There's this like little lever thing here, with teeth that goes up and down. I'm not. This has not, since I first did this 3 years ago. I haven't moved this. Hasn't come off once. So basically, there's teeth here. See the teeth there. So the teeth bite into place, and then you got screws that also lock it into place. And I did put some Loctite on those screws when I first set this up. I did it with both belts. So this is good how it, you know, basically they give you one long belt, and then you just cut it where you need to cut it, and then you just got to make sure that, you know, add whatever your size is, add another 2 inches for when you carry inside the waistband. Okay, so this is not a paid commercial. I don't get paid by them. It's just a great belt. I mean, I don't think I've heard anybody that has this belt complain about it. I mean, I haven't heard a single bad thing about this belt. This is a good belt. Back when I got it, I think it was something like $60 or $65. I mean, I don't know what the price is right now. I mean, I just don't know. But I did do a video on this about, I don't know, 2.5 years ago. You guys can look it up. Just look up my channel name, Core Essentials, and you should find it. But you know, I'm really happy with this. I mean, you know, I mean, I've had many belts over the years. I've never had a belt that, like, 3 years later, the belt looks almost new. I mean, they're usually like worn, and you know, I mean, like, the only thing that worn this thing out over here was the metal clip from my cell phone case. That's the only wear that this thing shows. And plus a little discoloration here from you know, from the buckle wearing on stuff. You know, me shooting prone and that kind of stuff. You know, dragging myself along the ground, doing low crawls, right? So that's a little bit of the wear. Now, they do have these with shorter buckles. Don't get the shorter buckle. Get the slightly longer one, okay? Which is this one. Slightly, you know, there's only, rather, this is the standard size, and they make one that's slightly shorter. What I did find with the slightly shorter one, when you put this together, there was a little bit more play like that, up and down with the shorter one. And what was happening is, in the winter when I was wearing thermals, and sometimes I was wearing like really thick pants, sometimes that would cause some slippage because the shorter one had more up and down play. The longer one doesn't have that up and down play just because of the dimensions of it. So this works really good in the wintertime if I'm wearing thermals and like thick ski pants and that kind of stuff. So that's the one that I did a video on this like 2.5 years ago, specifically addressing that one issue. So they're my thoughts on this. Like I said, I've been pretty much using these Core Essential belts exclusively, and they work great. I have no complaints. And I mean, any of my customers, they ask me what type of a gun belt that they should get. I tell them this is it, the one I'm wearing. Okay, so drop some comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you all soon.